Hi neighbors, it's Kelly here at Whisker Ridge. I'm sitting out here on this beautiful day. It's supposed to be 72 today, and I started my day pooping. Not me pooping. I took my buckets out to a 20-30 acre farm and went pooping. I was digging up those cow patties because my garden needs a refresher, and it's time to top off some of the soil and mix it up with some bone meal and vermiculite and all those wonderful things that help drain it up. And I know you can see the reflection of that huge tree. That is my challenge. I have got to trim some of these trees because last year my tomatoes, while they did okay, it could have been better. It certainly could have been better. Sun is your friend for tomatoes and cucumbers. I mean, cucumbers, they were the size of my thumb and they were yellow. They never really greened up and got, the bumps on them like we like for pickles. So I have to move some raised beds and make some space. I'm going to show you at the end of this video my tubs and buckets and pictures of the truck bed full of poops. We went a pooping. But I have to show you my rainwater collection because this side of the house doesn't have a spigot. So the garage was a great place, not under trees, to collect the water without a lot of debris. So I want to show you how I set up the rainwater collection system, and then how I use the soaker hoses to keep everything wet. Lord, last year was so dry, and I was so grateful for the 5 rain barrels that I have. So they're 50 gallons a piece, so I have 250 gallons of water. And this is our rainy season. Rainy season in Arkansas, in this area, zone 7, is usually early March to late April. I actually moved into this house spring break. It was my nephew's spring break and 2023, so I've been here for almost 2 years. And oh my goodness, I should pull up that video of the water just running down the culvert out front, and my yard just looking like I had a personal lake out there. It was pretty tough. So I collect it off of the garage for now, but I have 4 more rain barrels to put up. So I have a deep bed on the side of the house, and I have a shallow, I say a deep bed. I have deep as in deep from the distance from the house, probably 6 feet. And then the one in the front of the house is only like 3 or 4 feet. And so those all get watered from the rain barrels. And then I have, right now, I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 4x2 foot beds and 1 8x4 foot bed. And I honestly don't suggest that, the 8x4, because it takes a lot of dirt to fill it. You can't really get into the depth. I mean, you're going to be going around and around the bed to get all sides of it, which I guess it's okay if you're working 2 people, but it's me, and so I find that I'm getting up and going to the other side. And then so the 2 foot wide ones is an arm's reach without breaking your back. And I'll probably get the question of why I do raised beds. Well, this area is really rocky, and raised beds work really well for amending the soil and working the soil before the ground has thawed out. Plus, using my chicken manure and goat poop from another farm, and then the cow poop that I collected this morning, all of that stuff is really easy to rake up and till over and work the soil in the raised beds. Just not as hard. Now, we had snow and ice. I can't even believe it. It's 72 degrees is the high today, 77 yesterday, and we had snow on the ground 5 days ago. So, Mother Nature, what are you doing? I don't know. What are you doing? But anyways, I want to get this all tilled up and worked in and dumped out because I am going to another pasture next week to collect some more poops. Going pooping. And because we had snow and ice on the ground, everything's kind of slushy. So getting in the gate is a little rough. But once you get up on the hill and where the aged poop is, all the waters run off and it's not too bad. I was wearing my muck boots, so that was good. Didn't get stuck. And lucky for my sweetie and his truck to get us out there in the pasture. I mean, I do have a Murano, and having buckets of poop in the Murano is a good time in my book. But yeah, it's a beautiful day, and I'm going to rake up some leaves and get them in the beds too. And I need to show you all how I utilize my paper so I don't throw it out. I shred it, and how I lay layers of cardboard, shredded paper, sticks, leaves, the manure, and the new dirt together. So a 4x2 raised bed would take about 8 bags of soil, and I use the Whitney Farm organic soil for raised beds, and that can get expensive, especially I have 7 right now, and I'm going to have 15 when it's all said and done. That would be a lot of dirt, and that would be a big expense. So I prefer to use my paper, use my cardboard. I have these big, beautiful trees here. Use the leaves, some of the pine shavings. My girls do a great job all winter long of poops and shavings. So we just mix all that stuff in, and it saves me a lot expense and grows great fruit and vegetables. So I have 3 things on my list. Put together 5 more raised beds. 2 is to rake up all of these leaves and get it mixed in with the manure. And then 3, I've got to till up my space for my strawberry patch. There was a lady who lived here in the 80s and early 90s. My house was built in 1928, and so there was an original owner until about the 70s, and they lived here from 28 until 71, I believe. And then another lady moved in with her children and lived here through the 80s and maybe the early 90s, and then another family had it. So I know most of the history, but for 25 years they had a muscadine and grape patch in the back, and it's partly shaded, so it does really good for not scorching the fruit. So I bought blueberry, blackberry, and strawberry plants, and I'm going to have a berry patch in the back. No grapes. I think there's some wild muscadine growing back there. Maybe we can try some wine later on, you know, some mulled wine, some hot cider, something like that out of our berries. But yeah, it's really exciting, and I think there's 2 more days of this 70 degrees, and then we go to 50s and 30s again. So this stuff will have time to set up, and then it's supposed to rain. So I'll get my dirt and my leaves and stuff all settled in, and it's beautiful. And I hope you neighbors have a wonderful day. It's so great to see you, and see you next time. Bye.